Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're diving into, well, a truly extraordinary journey. Our sources for this deep dive come from a listener's very personal account. It's filled with some profound spiritual questions about life, death, the unseen forces. So our mission here is really to explore that intricate link between our actions, our intentions, and how our lives unfold, both here and, well, maybe beyond.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating opportunity for us. We get to look at how these universal spiritual laws, the sources often call it karma, how they show up, sometimes in very tangible ways, and sometimes, like in this story, incredibly tragic ways. We'll be trying to connect the dots, you see, between earthly events and what these sources describe as the spiritual dimensions influencing them. Get ready for some deep insights, I think, and hopefully, yeah, a few aha moments for you.
Okay, so let's start at the beginning. We have our listener, a woman who's really dedicated her life to service. Since 2000, she's been working at a temple in Thailand, deeply rooted in her community, her spiritual leaders. Then, May 2004, her first pregnancy. But it was tough, really severe morning sickness, so much so they planned for her husband's sister to step in and help with the baby. Pretty standard plan.
Absolutely. But here's where things get interesting. 8 months in, she goes for a routine checkup in Surin, and the doctors find something completely unexpected. She's not carrying one baby.
Oh, well,
She's carrying twins.
twins, okay.
Yeah. So this leads to an emergency C-section, January 1st, 2005. Two healthy twin girls are born. And initially, yes, the husband's sister helped care for them, but two infants. That's a demanding task, you can
That's
imagine.
definitely. So a month goes by, and our listener wants to get back to her work at the temple.
Yeah.
But the sister-in-law, understandably, is finding it hard to manage two babies alone. So the listener thinks, okay, I'll ask my own mother. She lived back in Uttarakhand and was known for being wonderful with children.
And the mother was eager to help. So February 9th, she sets off. She brings along a maternal aunt-in-law and also a maternal aunt. This aunt owned the pickup truck they used, and the aunt brought her son, too. They drive from Uttarakhand, pick up our listener in Pathum Thani.
Right. Then the next morning, February 10th, the group continues the journey to Surin. Our listener's sister, who also worked at the temple, joins them there. Everyone meets the twins, they have dinner, and then comes this critical decision.
Yeah, this is key. The husband's family urged them, stay the night, rest here in Surin. But the mother and the aunts, they insisted, no, we need to drive back to Uttarakhand right now. It was a choice.
Yeah.
A choice with just devastating consequences.
And the early hours of February 11th, around 5 or 6 a.m., the accident happens. Manoram District, Chennai Province. Our listener was asleep. She says she heard this loud, violent crash. The pickup just plunged off the road, down an embankment. The truck body crumpled in, really close to her. It stopped, tilted on its side. It's just hard to hear something like that without feeling that immense loss. You automatically ask, why? What happens next?
Exactly. And the details that follow are just horrific. The maternal aunt who was in the back seat on the driver's side, she was ejected. Dislocated hip, severe bleeding. But the worst news, our listener's mother and the maternal aunt-in-law, they were both thrown from the truck, found about 6 meters away, side by side. The sources say they both died instantly.
Oh, goodness.
And the younger twin, the one our listener was holding, suffered a fatal head injury in the impact. She also died instantly. But, incredibly, the elder twin was completely unharmed, just untouched. And our listener's sister, in the front seat, she was also okay. She was holding a Luang Pu Sawd statue, the revered monk, believed to offer protection. Though, interestingly, the statue itself got lost later when the emergency services arrived.
So much tragedy all at once.
Right.
And then the aftermath. Funerals were held. The mother and younger twin at the listener's home, the aunt-in-law nearby at hers, daily prayers, offerings, the usual process.
Oh, right. But 3 days after the death, something extraordinary happens. A woman, maybe 35, 36 years old, attending the aunt-in-law's funeral, she becomes possessed. The sources say it was the spirit of the deceased aunt-in-law.
Possessed. Okay, what happened?
Well, the spirit, speaking through this woman, cried out just deep regret, dying so suddenly, no chance for goodbyes, and this intense desire to see her children.
Wow.
She even said the listener's mother was there, too, holding the deceased's twin. Then she clapped her hand on the floor, told her children to prostrate before Auntie, meaning the listener's mother.
And did they?
They did, even though they couldn't see anything. Then a friend offered alcohol, something the aunt-in-law liked in life, and the possessed woman drank it all. But the spirit wouldn't leave. Not until her second son returned, he'd gone to drop off the monks.
Okay, so what happened when he got back?
The moment he arrived, the spirit just left, vanished. The woman collapsed, unconscious. And right at that exact same moment, the aunt-in-law's eldest daughter fainted too.
Fainted at the same time. That's eerie. What did she say when she came to?
She described this incredibly vivid, chilling vision. She saw her grandmother, the listener's mother, dressed all in white, holding the deceased baby twin. Her own mother, the aunt-in-law, was there too, but strikingly, just in her old clothes, the ones she often wore.
Okay.
Then she saw this large black hand appear. It grabbed her mother's arm and started dragging her away. The daughter tried desperately to hold on, but the force was just immense. She couldn't resist. She felt herself, her mother, her grandmother, all floating rapidly away from the house, reaching the main road almost 2 kilometers away. All the while she's crying, "Mother, don't go." Oh, how heartbreaking.
At the road, her mother pushed her away, said, "Don't come, stay with your sibling." And then she woke up. People told her she was pale, her feet were ice cold.
Wow. Just wow. And then 5 months later, our listener herself has a dream.
Yes. She saw her mother, looking just like she did in life. She spoke to her, but couldn't recall the words later. The deceased twin was there, too, walking around, but her body looked very dark. Our listener tried talking to the twin, but the child just seemed completely unaware of her.
Okay, so you have the accident, the deaths, the possession, the vision, the dream. It's completely understandable that our listener had questions. So many questions. She's trying to grasp the why, isn't she? Behind all this suffering, birth, death, these glimpses of something else. So she asked things like, why the C-section? Why couldn't I give birth naturally? What karma was involved?
Exactly. And why twins? What's the karma for having twins? For us and just generally, what specific karma caused that accident? And why did those three, the mother, aunt-in-law, younger twin, die instantly while the elder twin was fine? And what about right after death? What did they feel? Where did they go? Did the merits we transferred actually reach them? The possession, was that real? What did the aunt-in-law want to say? What did allowed for short time actually mean?
And the daughter's vision. Why did she faint? Was the vision real? The mother in white, the aunt-in-law in old clothes, that big black hand. Who was that hand? Why drag the aunt-in-law but not the mother? Where were they going?
And her own dream, was that real communication?
And then broader questions, too, about her own life and path, like the karma connecting her to her supervisor. What's the supervisor's past karma? What good deeds did she, her husband, the surviving twin, do with the Mahakana, the Buddhist community? Did she reach Dusitpuri, that heavenly realm, in a past Buddha era? Why is she working at the temple now? And the big one, has she attained Dhammakaya, that state of enlightenment? It's a deep, deep search for answers.
Absolutely. So let's try to connect the dots now. What do the sources actually say? How does this all fit together karmically? Starting with the personal things, the C-section.
Right. The sources indicate that the inability to deliver naturally, needing the C-section, it stemmed from past life karma, specifically the killing of small animals. Things like ants, mosquitoes, accumulated over many, many lifetimes.
Wow, even small things like that.
It really highlights that principle, doesn't it? Seemingly minor actions, repeated often enough, can build up significant karmic weight. It emphasizes compassion, non-harming, even for tiny creatures. Now, about the twins. For our listener and her husband specifically, the sources say they had shared merit from past lives. They had actually prayed, wished to be parents and children together again.
Ah, so a pre-existing bond brought them together like that. What about twins more generally?
Well, the sources give a few reasons. It could be the parents or the children's individual karma playing out. Sometimes parents specifically wish for twins in this lifetime. Or the twins themselves might have shared karma from previous lives. Maybe they were close friends, siblings, even sworn siblings who vowed to stay together. In this specific case, for these twins, the sources say they were actually female celestial beings Bhumatewa, a type of earth-based deva. Their merit ran out at the same time, and they had similar karma, so these area officers, think of them as spiritual administrators, directed them to be born together in this family.
Area officers,
Yeah.
celestial administrators. That adds a whole other layer. Okay, now the accident itself, this is crucial for you listening. The sources say this was a result of collective karma.
Exactly. Collective karma. Everyone in that pickup truck was involved. The explanation given is that in past lives they were all neighbors, and they regularly participated in slaughtering cows and buffaloes for big annual feasts. So this shared destructive karma ripened and manifested all at the same time in this one terrible event.
So that shared past action brought them all together in that moment.
Yes. And it explains the different outcomes, too. The mother, the maternal aunt-in-law, and the younger twin died because they were directly involved in that specific act of slaughter in the past. Their karma came due. The elder twin, however, wasn't involved in that particular past action. So while she had the merit to be born into the family, she didn't share that specific fatal karma. That's why she survived.
Right, a very stark illustration of how individual karma works, even within a group event.
Precisely. It shows how these threads intertwine.
Okay, let's shift to the immediate aftermath of death. What did the sources say they experienced? The mother and aunt-in-law.
Immediately after, they felt confused, shocked, but interestingly, no physical pain. They saw their own bodies lying there. And in their new subtle spirit forms these non-physical energy bodies, they instinctively tried to hold the deceased twin. They could only hold the deceased twin, mind you, not the living one, because of the difference in their states now.
I see. And the baby twin?
The younger twin apparently felt nothing, was unaware she had passed. She instantly transitioned into an adult-sized spirit body, the size she was at death. This immediate transition is apparently common for infants.
So where did they end up? All three of them?
They all became Bumatewa, those earth-dwelling celestial beings in a Bumatewa village, somewhere distant. They were guided there by those area officers we mentioned who manage these transitions. And quite remarkably, the sources say the mother and aunt-in-law are now raising the deceased twin in that celestial village. They feed her with divine milk, which comes from their fingers or breasts, a phenomenon apparently generated by their own accumulated merit.
Divine milk. Wow. And did the merits transferred by the family actually reach them? Did it help?
Yes, absolutely. The sources confirm the merits were received, and it significantly improved their conditions there. Better divine food, nicer clothes, better housing in the village, and it brought them peace of mind, too. They had come to accept their new reality.
That's good to know. Some comfort there. Okay, let's tackle those spiritual rules and visions. The possession first. Was it really the aunt-in-law?
Yes, the sources are clear. It was really her. She was given permission, a brief visit allowed by the area officers according to the rules of that Bumatewa realm. Her purpose really was just to say goodbye because her death was so sudden, so unexpected. That phrase, allowed for a short time, it refers directly to those strict regulations. Spirits generally can't just linger here indefinitely.
Right, okay. And the daughter fainting at the same time. And her vision. Real.
The fainting, they say, was due to the intensity of her love and grief, just this overwhelming desire to follow her mother, creating a powerful psychic link. And yes, her vision was described as real, a genuine glimpse into that immediate post-death state. And here's a fascinating detail from that vision, the clothing. The mother in white, the aunt-in-law in her old clothes.
Yeah, why the difference?
Merit. The mother appeared in white because her accumulated merit, her good karma, was greater. The aunt-in-law appeared as she died because her merit was comparatively less. It's a direct visual representation, you see. Your merit shapes your spiritual appearance and condition right after death.
A very powerful image.
Okay.
And the large black hand, the one dragging the aunt-in-law.
That belonged to one of the area officers. Apparently, the aunt-in-law was a bit reluctant to leave, maybe still attached to her earthly life, so the officer had to gently, well, pull her to help the transition along. It's described as a standard part of their duties. The mother, though, walked freely. She wasn't pulled. Why? Because she had more merit, a better understanding, more acceptance of death. Her transition was smoother, more voluntary.
So they were all being guided to that Bumatoa village.
Exactly. Now, about our listener's dream, the one 5 months later, the sources identified that differently. That was seen as mental defilement, basically a psychological manifestation. Her mind processing grief, her subconscious working things out, not actual spirit communication in that instance.
Okay, that distinction is important. Let's connect this back now to the listener's own life, her path, her relationship with her supervisor.
The good relationship. That's put down simply to our listener's inherently lovely nature. It just naturally fosters good feelings and smooths the way. The supervisor's past karma, though, is quite detailed. In a past Buddha era, she was a male soldier for a king. This king eventually renounced the throne to become a monk. The soldier followed him, also became a monk, helped spread the teachings, and earned enough merit to be reborn in Dusitpuri, that high heavenly realm. Her being female now, that's attributed to womanizing karma from many past lives, including that lifetime as a soldier.
Fascinating backstory. Okay, finally, let's address our listener's own karma and her questions about her path, the Mahakana connection, Dusitpuri, her temple work, attaining Dhammakaya.
Right, and this is really a key takeaway for our listener, maybe for you listening too. The sources say she, her husband, and the surviving twin did serve the Mahakana, the monastic community, in the past. They were part of the supply line, providing support, but, and this is the important part, they did it inconsistently. According to mood, is the phrase used. Sometimes they were dedicated, sometimes they drifted away, so their connection across lifetimes wasn't always strong.
Okay, so what's the advice stemming from that?
The advice is clear: don't be complacent about making merit. Because of that past inconsistency in giving, in observing precepts, in meditation, her spiritual progress isn't as strong as it could be, especially given her high aspirations.
So if she truly wants to reach Dusit Puri, or attain Dhammakaya, that enlightened state, what's required?
Consistent effort, dedication to merit-making in all forms, generosity, morality, and especially consistent meditation practice. And she needs to make specific aspirations, to pray clearly for rebirth in Dusit Puri's special bodhisattva zone, the area, for those aiming for Buddhahood to help all beings. Her current temple work is valuable, yes. It reflects her past path. But it's also the perfect opportunity now to build that consistent merit and unwavering dedication needed for those ultimate goals, like Dhammakaya. It requires sustained, focused practice. No shortcuts.
What an absolutely incredible deep dive. We've gone from this deeply personal, tragic story to exploring these vast concepts of karma, rebirth, unseen realms. We've really seen how actions, even small ones, ripple across lifetimes, and how our intentions truly can shape not just our destiny, but the experiences of everyone connected to us.
Yeah, and we've had these glimpses into the mechanics of the afterlife, haven't we? The immediate moments after death, the rules for spirits, the meaning behind visions, all underpinned by this principle of karma. It really drives home how interconnected everything is in ways we often just don't perceive day to day.
Absolutely. This deep dive for you really hammers home that idea. Our lives are far more connected, far more influenced by seen and unseen factors than we usually think.
Which leads to a final thought, perhaps. If even small actions like swatting a mosquito can build up significant karma, and if intentions like wishing for twins can literally shape your reality, then what conscious choices are you making today? What blueprints are you quietly drawing up for your own future, and maybe for the world around you, through your actions and intentions right now? What unseen effects might be unfolding?
Something to really reflect on. Thank you for joining us on this, well, truly illuminating deep dive. We hope it sparks more curiosity and maybe some deeper reflection in your own journey.